Hey everybody, Sea-Dog here. Hit that like, subscribe, and all that fun stuff. What we got today is a quick unboxing, and then we're going to work on some bushings. So stay tuned. Of course, it's nice and cold out here in Michigan still, but show must go on. I think it's 38, 39 degrees this morning. What do we got in here though? We got we have rear cradle mount bushings to suit a Chrysler 300C and Magnum. Hope that's the same for an RT. So instructions and replacement bushings. So more suspension work, trying to get rid of wheel hops. So we're going to install it today. So step one, with all this extra space, maybe move some boxes. But we're gonna get this thing jacked up and see about doing the install without dropping the cradle out. So if anybody saw my last video, I mentioned a channel where it was done without dropping the cradle. So we'll see if we can recreate that. Step one, turn on the damn heat. Feels good in here now, so it's been on for a minute. Step number two, bust out the air tools so we can loosen up these tires before we lift it up. All right, we got her up off the ground, all four legs here. Obviously don't put any weight on the cradle, or don't use the cradle to hold the car up. So first thing I notice is this is blocking me to be able to see that one. Hopefully I got a good shot of it there, but if I didn't, I'll point it out later. But it's basically that cradle right there is blocked by this piece of plastic here. So what we need to do is we need to get rid of that. And the way that we get rid of that is you got that one here, and then you got a few of these 10 millimeter nuts holding it up, so with washers. So I'm going to take those off, and then we'll have direct access to that cradle right there, which is the front cradle. The front rear cradle. So confusing. Okay, with that thing out, here is the unobstructed view. So we can get right to it. I hope we're up high enough for a Sawzall to fit. That's a thought. Okay, now that both sides are now removed, they're up there. We're going to start with this rear, driver's side rear, and see how things go. So basically, I think this is 19 millimeter, but I'll verify that. So we're going to take that off and then try to remove the old bushing from with the Sawzall. Okay, 18 millimeters has been verified. Now, let's get this puppy off of here. Let me find a pry bar, because I feel like he can almost get behind that to at least get it started and then pry this way. But let's see. Now, I know this process won't work for front ones, but if we could save some time on the back ones. And maybe not. Unfortunately, I don't think I can get in there. Alright, fair enough. Bet I could get some, sorry about the camera, bet I can get some movement out of that before I release the beast on it. Let's get some air tools. Well, let me find my Sawzall. And boy, did we cut that close. Probably need a new blade, but let's see what the dull one could do. This probably ain't good for my camera, so let me see if I can move you guys back here. Hopefully you can still see. If you can't, at least you can hear. Hours later, this mother won't come out. Okay, after reading the instructions, it looks like I'm supposed to apply the grease, which is supplied here to the inside of the crush tube bore, I guess is what they call that, and to the flange face. So I'm guessing right here. So I don't think they mean down here. So we'll put it inside here, call it good, shove that puppy in place, and move on to the next one. Well, I probably should have checked this before I did the back, although back's looking great. Complete. Done. That's the new one in place. Looking great. All right, but here is the front one. And you see that bolt right there. And this is the gas tank right here. So I don't have as much space as I had in the back. So my fear is one little mishap and I'm buying a new gas tank. Or I don't know how that's connected necessarily, but I'm going to try to pry that just a little bit, see if it moves. If it doesn't move with me just prying on this top tab up here, if that doesn't move it a little bit, then I think I'm going to actually drop this whole thing. So stay tuned. All right, let me just give a quick update as to where we are. Last time I was on, I probably mentioned that the front bushings, by dropping the cradle just a little bit, didn't give me enough space to put the top in. So I decided, what the heck, I'm gonna just grip and rip. So let me turn this around here and show you where we're at. Okay, just ignore the exhaust over there. Who needs that? So basically, to drop the cradle here, and I haven't dropped it yet, so you won't see that yet. But you gotta pull out the gas tank. As you can see, there's nothing there. So the gas tank tube is actually right here, sitting on the ground. And basically you pull back this and you unhook a bunch of stuff here. I found I think Speedy's Garage or a couple different ones did a pretty decent job of removing a bunch of this stuff. So I mean, it's out there. Just you can get the sizes of all the screws and all that fun stuff. My next step is to unhook these two and then drop the cradle. So I got to get a jack under there. But the drive shaft's on the ground, exhaust is out. I think pretty much everything's unhooked. The hardest part of unhooking things was the emergency brake for the rear. That was a bit of a pain in the ass, and if you haven't tried to do that one, look it up. It's fun. Basically you have to take and use two needle nose pliers or needle nose vice grips, basically, so something that'll stick on to the wire to stop it from just shooting out, obviously. So there's that. But besides that, so I got to do this side as well, but pretty much everything's out of the way. Exhaust is out. You already know about the thing underneath here, the blocking the way. So that's pretty much the update. Next step is going to be drop the two 16mm bolts right there. Just unscrew those on both sides, and then like I said, I'll get a jack underneath the differential, and then I'll just slowly let that down. So next I'll like I said, I'll get the two 16s for the shocks, or rear shocks, and then I'll I'll loosen those, and then I'll loosen the cradle bolts after I get a jack underneath. And then once all 4 cradle bolts are out, then I will go ahead and lower it down slowly with the jack. And we should be good to go. As you can see, the caliper's just kind of hanging right there. I'm going to wait till there's a little more. When I start to loosen this up, I'll have a little more separation, so I'll have enough room to actually feed that through so it comes up free. Other than that, we should be good to go, so stay tuned. All right, so finally got it. Well, it's down on one side, far enough to work on. So you can see there's the top of the bushing there, the front bushing or passenger side. And as you see, the rear bushing, and you'll notice that there's a little bit of puller on there. So I picked this up from Harbor Freight. It's just a 2-jar puller set. Came in 3 different sizes, and the one that is on here is the biggest size. And basically what I'm going to do is screw that down, and then that's going to force that to come and separate. So just wanted to let you know that for, I think it was 26 bucks or something like that, you can get this set and you can push these out without any problem. I've seen a lot of videos where they just have to destroy them. And of course, you know, on the other side, on the rear one on the other side, I did have to basically destroy it using a sawzall, using air hammer, air chisel, all kinds of stuff. So hopefully this will come out nicely. So but I can't hold the phone and do it at the same time, so I will just see what happens here and let you know. Well, we've done a lot of dropping, and as you can see, number 2 is out. We beat the dog stuffing out of that with a combination of this guy, these guys, this guy, that guy, that guy. Where's my air chisel, that guy. But it's out. I don't even know where it rolled to. Oh, it's over there. So that's all that's left of it after coming out. So as you can see, that's beat up, but it's getting cover over it, so no big deal. It'll be hidden. I won't tell the next guy. Keep on. We got 2 more fronts, both sides. So man, we are just destroying. This is my makeshift little holder that I made. It's got the diff in there, so a couple blocks of wood, and then kind of squared it out. So onward, upward. All right, so all 4 are in. There's the new one. There's a new one over there. You can see it. The cradle obviously is laying almost onto the floor. Here's the other 2. There's a new one right there, and a new one right there. So, man, this is seriously doing battle. Like, so the easiest method I found is basically you cut this piece out of the middle, and then you fold in the ends with the air chisel. So that was and then use the air hammer itself. Once they're folded in a little bit, air hammer, then shoot down. So that's basically it. I rented the ball joint remover, waste of time. I tried the 2-arm puller, waste, 3 waste. So sawzall did help too, so that did help. So once I got the sawzall to cut it out of the middle, and then cut a line you know, like halfway, cut a line all the way to the side, and then fold it in with the air chisel and then hammer it down. That's the best thing I found. I mean, these things are completely destroyed. I mean, that one I couldn't even get out because I had tried the air hammer first, which it just becomes part of the side, so you can't really do much with it. So boy, 2 days of pain, literally 2 days of pain. So now we're going back in, but those 2 days I had a few more packages show up.